We decided to start fostering because we had a little bit more time. We thought that we were missing a family element to our life. It was my husband and I. We were watching the school children go past every day, and we thought, I wonder if they're all going home to loving homes and whether we can potentially offer a child a place to stay here. So we started by making the application, and that was took about a year, and then we've been fostering now for about 2 years, and we wouldn't look back. It's been an absolutely incredible journey. So the application process is probably the hardest part of fostering, if we're honest. It did take about a year to get approved. And I think one of the biggest challenges we had at the point of applying was that we weren't sure how quickly a child would be placed with us. We thought maybe they were going to turn up tomorrow, and it didn't turn out that way. We were at the other end of the process before we even realised it. So Haringey are incredibly supportive. We're very lucky to have an amazing supervising social worker. So actually, I didn't realise that the child has a social worker aligned to them, and we have a social worker aligned to us, and she's there purely to support us, to make sure that we can provide the best care to the young people that are staying with us. And she's just there for everything. She's there, she calls just to check in. We call her if we're having like a hard time or we need to work through how we should deal with something, or prepare for different meetings, or just generally there as a really good source of support. So we're really grateful to have her. I think there is a perks and benefits leaflet as well that talks to all the different financial packages and parking permit incentives, all the different types of perks and benefits that are really good too. Our fostering has had a huge impact on us, and definitely it's changed our life for the better. We have seen many scenarios where we've watched children grow and develop and be able to do things that when they were first placed with us they wouldn't have necessarily been able to do. So that's been incredibly rewarding for them and for us to watch them grow like that. It's also been nice to have that family element to life, so to have the movie nights, to bake cakes, to go on adventures and little forest walks, and it's been really rewarding to have that element to our lives. There's definitely challenges. I mean, children in care have normally faced some type of trauma, and that can come about in many different ways, and it can create many challenges, sometimes behavioural challenges, sometimes challenges at school, sometimes challenges preparing for meetings and things like that. And so the challenges are sometimes difficult to overcome, but actually they can be the most rewarding parts as well, because when it's challenging to start with and you see progress throughout the weeks and the months with the children, you look back to yourself and you think, wow, this has really made a difference. So whilst they're hard, they're probably the most rewarding moments too. It can be really hard to let go of the children that have been placed with us, but then I think to myself, these children, hopefully we've had an impact on their lives, even if it's in a really small way. Maybe it's just that they know how to use a knife and fork, or they'll eat at the dinner table, or they'll enjoy having a hug, or they'll have some kind of new tradition for Christmas, or whatever it is that they'll take with them forward in their life. I do think to myself, hopefully they've taken a few moments from their time with us, and it's helped their life become a little easier, or a little better for them. So I think while it's hard, it's still more rewarding. So I think the biggest piece of advice that I would give to anybody looking at potentially fostering would be just give it a try. We were thinking about it for so long that actually I really wish we'd just gone on and tried it sooner. It took a year to get approved. So, I mean, there is that kind of build-up process where you learn more about it. You never know how you're going to deal with these scenarios and whether you're going to love fostering until you actually give it a go. They are vulnerable children. It is important to go into this with the right intention, but if you are loving and you can provide a safe home for these children and you're thinking about it, then I think the biggest way you'll learn whether you'll love fostering is to just give it a try. And I think one of the things that I know now that I didn't when we applied was that there are different types of foster caring. You can apply to be a respite foster carer, which means that you can have a child for one weekend a month, or maybe a week in the school holidays. And I think that can be a really good way of trialling fostering to see whether it's the right setup for you and your family.